Watopian Weekly. You should listen to it every week because I'm gonna listen to it. Yay!
Welcome to Watopian Weekly, Season 4, Episode 20, the season finale. All right. Next time you hear us, it'll be Season 5. That's going to be cool. The podcast for Zwifters, Cyclists, and everyone else. Each week, we are here to discuss all things Zwift, life, and beyond. My name is Dustin, and here he is, the guy with the squeaky brakes and the broken spoke. The guy that knows the disturbing feeling of feeling all of that sealant splashing his legs while riding. Oh, I just don't like that. And then I don't know if you have glitter in yours, but then the glitter gets all over your legs too. I don't know. Anyway, the ladder coordinator of Coalition, the guy that says, "Hold my pear-flavored margarita, I'm gonna attack." I love that video, by the way. I'm sorry about that. Here he is, Josh! Woo! Josh, how are you doing?
I'm good. What an intro.
Yeah.
These get increasingly more complex.
Yeah, I
every
need
week.
I need to calm them down a little bit, I think, or stop typing so much. But I've already had 2 cups of coffee this morning, and
you're wired. You're locked in.
I am wired, man. I'm wired for sound. Hey, by the way, so in the series finale and next season, we're gonna try this. We're gonna be redoing this, so people are gonna see this. So this is gonna be Video Killed the Podcast Star. Or not that we're podcast stars, but that's good. We didn't talk about that too much, but people have asked for us to post this on YouTube so they get to see how the sausage is made. I'm gonna have to comb my hair, and I know you can't see it, but maybe I need an HD camera. But I've been growing out my bangs. I don't know.
Need to wax.
Yeah, I'll just wear a hat. But anyway, Josh, how you doing, man? It's good to see you. Good to talk to you.
Yeah, I'm good. It's been a while since we've recorded, so
yeah,
I've got a lot to catch up on for sure.
Yeah, we do, man. It's been I agree, and you've been I mean, we should do that. We should jump into our weekly catch up, but because you had one heck of a ride yesterday, dude. You want to tell people about that? Oh my gosh.
All right, so this is a Zwift podcast, and I'm reminded of that from yesterday and why I should just ride on Zwift instead. But yeah, it was an experience yesterday, let me tell you. So I was planning on doing just like a 40-mile gravel ride. I left the house, turned around twice within the first mile because I kept forgetting something. Then about 25 miles in, it took a turn way too fast, probably like 20 miles an hour, hit a tree and flew over the top of my handlebars, and like had some pretty bad road rash on my left side, but okay, I'm fine. But
that's good. That's good. Can we talk about that real quick? First, I was going to ask you how you're feeling. I'm glad that you're okay. And is your bike okay?
Yeah. Shockingly.
Yeah.
Shockingly, I'm okay, and shockingly, the bike's okay. I'm a little lucky that both are fine, to be frank.
Yeah, because you definitely are. But when you posted that video, like you could hear your brakes.
Oh yeah, so that was my tire locking up. So
was it front or back, or did you just
the back? So what? Never mind the fact that I have done this route several times before. Yeah. This exact spot where I crashed. Like I've literally done this before. It's not like this is a new route where I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm just being dumb because it's a new route. I'm just taking it too fast. I was dumb in a different way, but not that way. And never mind the fact too that there's a big sign that says "slow down." There's a steep grade here. That's nice. I'm gonna ignore that.
Well, you might have to post that video.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
Because that's I do appreciate that you do that. But it's like people, when you see it, it is kind of funny. I mean, not funny. I'm glad you're okay.
It is.
But then like you just see like I can't remember what you said, but you're just like, oh, that didn't go.
I just said that was fun. So
oh man. All right. Anyway, so then you hit the tree.
Yeah, which is probably good because there's a road on the other side of that area. It's busy, not a highway, but people go like 45, 50 miles an hour on there. So the last thing I needed to do was go flying into the road. But yeah, shockingly, the bike was okay. I rode 14, 15 miles back home just fine. Well, not fine. I'll get to that. But I did ride back home just fine.
Yeah.
With no issue. But yeah, I think when I first picked up the bike, I think the disc brake was a little cattywampus, bent.
Yeah.
But I just like bent that back into place, and it was fine. And everything seems fine. The frame's okay. The wheels were okay for a time. And yeah.
Oh, so I know what happened, but I think this is where what happened. The next thing happened because of this thing.
So I only hit my front wheel there. So on the way back, about a mile from home, my Axis battery was on the fritz and pretty much dead at that point. So I tried to shift into an easier gear because there's like a 15% grade hill that I was going up, and the chain fell off the cassette into the wheel, and then busted a spoke, and like the spoke nipple like broke off, and so there's sealant everywhere, and it's not patchable or fixable.
Right, no,
there. Without like another spoke or whatever, which obviously I'm not carrying. So walk the rest of the way, rest of the way home for a mile. There's some nice people who were like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, yeah, I'm just up the road there. It's like, thank you for your concern, but I'm all good.
That is really nice, actually.
Yeah. So there were some nice people there, but yeah. So the all these are like totally distinct, unrelated events that all happened in the same ride. So that was an experience to forget. Let's just say that.
Well, I was gonna say, I wondered if the fact that you broke a spoke. I wonder if when you hit the tree, if that sent your derailleur out of adjustment, and then that had you been in that gear previously before it went off the.
I don't think on that ride, but everything else was like shifting fine and cleanly and all that good stuff. Like when I started riding home, but that was in the easiest gear, and I had not been in that like for the whole ride. So
so I wonder if maybe when you hit the tree that it maybe sent your derailleur out of adjustment. I mean, it could have.
It could have certainly could have, but so that was got that. At least they're like not like super expensive wheels or anything like that. It's just like the standard aluminum wheel set that came with the bike, but still gonna be a headache to sort all that.
It's time for the pros to do that.
And I got some, I think, bottom bracket issues and stuff like that too, and that tool's like expensive for a DIY project anyway, so it's like, off to the shop you go, little fella.
I know. I've got SRAM on my mountain bike, and first off, can I just say how awesome Axis is? It's so easy to use and
great. Like it's been a huge game changer, like coming from mechanical. Not that mechanical is bad. Like mechanical is totally fine. It's just there's just a certain level of crispness. With the shifting,
the feeling how it shifts and everything. Yeah, I agree. And the and I like the noise that it makes, but because it sounds like R2D2, and then it feels like or maybe it's like RoboCop, I guess. Maybe you remember RoboCop? Yeah, that was weird, but anyway, I like that because I have that on my mountain bike. I actually got to ride my mountain bike this week. It was my birthday on Thursday, so it turned 46. Yep. I know.
Birthday.
Can you believe it? Yeah, thank you very much. I was gonna wait until my goal was, so at 40, I had thank you for saying so. I had I ride my Ritchie bike it's all steel and everything, and I had a rigid fork on it. So at 40, I decided I would buy a suspension fork. So I bought a suspension fork. So I've been riding that for the past, because my hands were just dying at the end of rides and everything. So. And so I got that, and then at 45, I was gonna buy a full suspension bike. That was my goal. And then I don't know why things just didn't turn out. And then this bike ended up this 2023 Trek Top Fuel just can't. The stars aligned, so that's what I have now, and it's awesome, and it has access on it and everything. It's just incredible. Way more bike than I know how to use, and but I'm super happy I got to ride it on my birthday on Thursday because I had to work all day because back to working every day. Oh man, it stinks. It's so hard. So tired at the end of every day, man. It's just too much.
Yeah.
But I need more summer vacation. But it's okay. Anyway, but
you're,
did that.
You're back now, right? You said.
Yeah, I'm back all working every 5 days or 5 days a week. It's rough.
Oh man.
I know, and then working on the weekends too. I'm sure I have all these and nighttime commitments and everything. Yeah, it happens. Yeah. But
gotta do adult things. What is this?
I know, man. I know. I gotta mow the yard later and laundry. Boo.
Boo.
I know. I want to ride my bike, but yeah. And then I've been doing. Speaking of wheels, so I was like, I'm getting my Richie. I have it set up to ride the old fashioned gravel race, which is coming up on September 13th. And I know we've talked about this before, but so I'm getting that ready, and Friday night, so yesterday, we're recording this on Sunday. Saturday, I did a long gravel ride, but on Friday night, I'm like looking at my wheels. I'm like, oh, there's a little hop in my wheel here. You know what? I'm going to take care of that right now. So I took my tire off, get the wheel out, and I'm trying to true it and everything. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. Hey, I did it. I put it on the bike, and I'm rolling it, and it's like whomp whomp. It's like I couldn't see it in the truing stand, but with the tire on, it was it was made bigger that I could see the thing, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And so I'm like, take it off, do the whole thing over again. I'm like, okay, I got it. And then one of my nipples is rounded off. A story of my life. And anyway, but no, my bike nipples, my spoke nipples. So that it's rounded off. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just yeah. And so it got to the point where it's like I can't fix it anymore. So I ended up riding my Domane yesterday on that. The same thing I rode when we were in Michigan together. And but I'm like, still on Friday night, I'm like, okay, well, at least let me not be unsmart about this, and let me get my SPDs on there. Well, I could only get one pedal off. I couldn't get the other pedal off. So I'm like, oh my gosh, just forget it. Keep the road pedals on and just don't put any feet down. And that's what I tried to do. So yesterday I rode my Domane, and I did the old fashioned. I thought it was a 30-mile course, but it ended up being 40 miles, and I ended up doing 50 miles. Man, I need to do my math is bad, by the way. But anyway, ended up doing 50 miles.
Good thing you're a teacher, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly. I don't teach math, but anyway, we get through. I get through, and it was all solo. But it's crazy because we're having the USA Cycling Gravel Nationals, which I know we've talked about before, but they are going to be here in La Crescent. So if you are coming here, please let me know. We already have a couple teammates from Coalition that are going to be in town, and we're going to try and do a pre-ride and everything. And I promise to have the correct pedals on, and whichever bike I ride. And then we're going to. But anyway. I saw normally when I'd go out and ride, I would be like the only person out there, and that's fine. But yesterday I saw 10 other riders, which that's incredible. First off, you're out in this big area, in the whole county, which the county is huge, and I saw 10 other riders. They were all faster than I was, which is fine. But anyway, it's just crazy. So, and everybody stopped and it's like, oh, what are you doing? You're previewing the Gravel Nationals, or you're here for the old fashioned recon? I'm like, oh, I'm doing the old fashioned recon. But then I'm like, what are you doing? It's all that kind of thing. And so it's pretty cool. So it's neat to see so many other people here and everything. And all the pros are going to be here soon because. So on the same day that the Gravel Nationals is the same day, I believe, the same day that the Lifetime Fitness Chequamegon 40 mountain bike race is happening at the same time. So, and that's not necessarily too far from here, maybe like 3 or 4 hours. Yeah, Chequamegon. Maybe I'm not saying that right, but that's a really cool race, and that's going to be, so it's not that far from here. So I think that a lot of pros are going to go do that for Lifetime Fitness, then come down here and start training. So it's going to be cool to see them. I got to get out and ride that week. But man, yeah, what an experience! I'm glad I made it through the whole thing. There's this one climb called Crazy Corners, which I think we've talked about. That is my nemesis. It is so hard, super, super, super tough climb, and I made the whole thing. I did not stop. Did not put a foot down because I couldn't, because I knew if I would, I was just gonna slide all over the place. Yeah, because there's no it got road shoes, no, you can't grab onto anything except ruining my cleats. So anyway, I've been doing that, and I'm back at ladder, man. Back at ladder. I know you've been doing some ladder racing too, haven't you? How has that been going?
Oh yeah, it's been going well. So I do wish we kind of had a team that was situated between the one I'm on and the one I was on last year. So I'm kind of sit in between those. So like this season, I've podiumed like every single race except for the last one.
That's great.
Finishing fourth, and obviously like we're going for the team win. That's most important. So
yeah,
but it's been going well. There's some good variety in races from, our team loves pancake flat or crit courses.
Man,
this did the one last week with Petite KOM in there, and that was good, man. That it was rough, but we secured the team win, so
nice.
Happy about that. But that KOM is brutal for sure.
It is. And then what do you feel like? Do you have a preference of a circuit or a course, like a lap course, versus a point-to-point course?
I if we're not doing crits, then I like the point-to-point typically.
Yeah. I prefer that too, because I feel like when you do like a circuit or a couple laps, like, okay, everyone's gonna attack here. I don't know. I feel like you have to do more of your homework or keep everybody on your toes.
Yeah. And the crit courses are always, I mean, it's pretty predictable, like where people are gonna go. Like if it's downtown Dolphin or whatever, it's the one singular hill that they have,
right?
Or mound, if you will.
You have to start thinking about where you can attack differently and like how you can attack differently, which is good. I mean, it's still good. It's still fun, But
But I've been just doing like one a week. Typically, we've got looking like two next week. The team has 3 races next week, I think. So
wow,
we're booked solid.
Yeah, man. That I think we've got. So I'm on Merclonia currently, but when does the season end? Is it end?
End of the month.
In the end of the month. Okay, so the end of August. Yeah, so we've got just a couple days left, about a week left, and then September we roll. And because I'm going to be on a new team now, right? So
yes, we are adding a new team. So
that's I don't know if did I get downgraded or I am. Yeah. I think so, because I was platinum and now I'm gold. So so I'm on a gold team, which is good. I feel good about that because I'm at the upper end of the gold. So that'll make.
But then when you rank up, you can move back.
Yeah, I'll end up moving back. Yeah, you're right. Good point. All right, but we've been doing. I've been back on the ladder race and ladder racing scene, and I got to give a shout out. I've done 2 since then. Last week, not this past week, but the week before, we raced ATP, and man, I was doing the math in my head, and like, which is always bad. I'm like, I think we're gonna win by 1 point. We're winning by 1 point, and then like we got to the end, and I was listening to my teammates, go so hard at the end, and I was like in the middle. I was like the maybe 5-6. I think I had to get 5th. And somebody caught me, Paul Himes from ATP. He caught me, so shout out to Paul. He did a great job catching me after we went over because we were doing triple twist, and which goes up the Jarvis KOM and everything. And so I dropped a bunch of people, but I was like 4th or 5th on the road at this point, and I'm like just trying to maintain I'm like riding at threshold, 250 watts for me, which is really hard. Riding at threshold for the whole time, and like. He caught me. The guy caught me. It was great. And then I was super impressed with him. I was like, nice catch, And then anyway, we're getting to the end, and I'm listening to the people at the front, just grunted out, like, trying to give them encouragement. And I look over to the right of the screen, and I'm like watching the numbers. And right when I do that, Paul launched, and he put in a 1,000-watt effort. And so I'm trying to chase him down. and he got me. But I'm like, I think we won, and then like I did the math wrong, and they won by 1 point. So if I would have passed him,
I've been there before, man.
Yeah,
math when you're wheezing.
I know.
It's just
because we were so excited.
Mathing.
Yeah, we were so excited. I'm like, we did it. It's okay. He beat me. And then like, wait a second. When we all calmed down, like Kevin redid the math, and anyway, yeah, we lost. All right. but then we did another race, and I got dropped again. I don't know if it's just I haven't been. I think I'm ready to go down to a next level team down because I'm just getting dropped.
Is Coach Cat mad at you?
Coach Cat he's been okay, or it has been okay. I've been doing okay with my trainings, but I haven't been doing enough, I think. Because like my long endurance rides have been okay. Those have been fine, but my short, sharp efforts, sprints are lacking. So, but that's not what I'm training for right now. So I'm okay with that, if that makes sense. So
right.
Yeah, after September, I'm going to be, which I know we're going to talk about here, but we are going to talk about the ZRL here. But that's when I'm going to focus on ZRL, or ZRL or ladder, whatever.
Did you do any other outside rides? I got one I want to talk about, which is our there's a local bike shop that puts on a Wednesday or Thursday rather. Spicy ride, they call it. It's about 30 miles, and man, that thing rips my legs off. I got dropped part way through, and then they like wait up for a quick like break. So I was able to like reconnect, but yeah, it some craziness. It's always like super tough. I set a new like heart rate max, like heart rate threshold, all that good stuff. Yeah, it's like. I needed a rest day after that. Yeah. So I was not on the bike on Friday. That's for sure.
Oh, well, good for you, man. You need you need to be taking rest days. Absolutely.
Yeah, but it's always super fun. Really well attended too. So I think there's like 35, 40 people or something on that ride.
That's awesome.
So, yeah. A lot of fun.
And that was it. Were you? How do you like doing? Were you doing pace lines at all, or was it just like stay in the pack?
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of like at the. So there's about 8 or so miles of just pavement before we get into like gravel, and the first like 8 miles is everyone's just kind of in the pace line and not really. I mean, no one's really doing anything, and then we hit a segment called the wall, and that's when everyone smashes, and you know, like I'm going up to my max power and stuff like that, and wheezing uncontrollably, and people really rip your legs off. So
let me ask you this: are there old guys on this? And old could be my age, by the way, but compared to there, but are there old guys on there? That do really well.
Yeah, there's old guys. There's women who like just are smashing this, and like people of all varieties are in that.
That's good. The reason I ask is because if you talk to the old guys, they will give you the tips. Because like for me, there's this one ride that I do early in the mornings, which I haven't done many of them this summer, just because I've been doing all these other trainings. And one of the older guys, shout out to Jamie, he gave me a great tip that said, make sure you go into the small ring at this point, and it's right after you cross this bridge on this before this big climb. And ever since then, I haven't like blown up. Yes, well, I still blow up, but not as spectacularly. Like I make it to the end and I pass some people. Ever since, and so maybe there's a tip in there. Maybe there's a spot like at this sign, drop it down to the small ring or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ask one of the old guys; they'll tell you.
Yeah. I just try not to. I just try not to die on that. But
yeah,
it was really funny. There was a. This is like gravel racing or gravel riding, typical shenanigans that you see. There was a turkey that like flew across the road. Well, they don't fly, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It, like ran across the road right in front of someone and almost like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, knocked them off the. Maybe if it had crossed like a half a second later, probably would have knocked someone off their bike.
Oh man, can you
Pretty
imagine
funny,
hitting
though.
a turkey? I mean, feathers
Yeah.
everywhere.
Got some good video of that though too that I'll
Oh
post.
man, but because the turkey's probably like maybe 20 pounds or something like that.
I don't know. The thing's huge.
Yeah.
Like that's
Oh my gosh, I'll never forget a story my dad told me about when he was riding with somebody somebody in front of him. They were like in this group, and somebody in front of him hit a squirrel. And anyway, the squirrel got caught in the guy's wheel, flew up, and it was a squirrel or a rabbit, either way. And then it hit the guy behind him in the face somehow. I don't know. And he was pulling out like rabbit fur or squirrel fur out of his mustache. Can you imagine that? Ah, gosh, that's so gross. Oh man.
Yeah.
But that's why I don't have a mustache. The only
dude's got rabies now.
Yeah, I know. You should have got a shot. By the way, yeah. So I should probably grow a mustache for when we do this. In on the video or something. I don't know. That'd be cool. Maybe podcast mustache. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you need to.
Yeah, maybe. All right. So you've definitely been putting in some big numbers though, man. Which is, we've definitely been. It's so funny that we've been doing a lot of outside rides and everything, but we're still doing inside rides all the time. I still ride Zwift all the time, and or a lot.
Yeah. We just finished talking about like how outside rides are fun, but how they can be super annoying because you have to like, man, it's always messing around with something. The pedals or the wheels or something. Like it's always something.
Yeah,
Zwift,
and it's
not
like
throw on some bibs and then hop on.
Yeah, and the pedal thing, man. Like I have like I know I'm doing the pedals correctly. I'm turning them the right ways, but I don't know why how strong I am that I put the thing on the wrong. It doesn't matter. Forget it. Anyway, I'll worry about that later. But how about speaking of the new season and everything? Do you do anything different? Any new Wattage, Cottage, or Pain Cave upgrades at all? Anything new this year?
Oh man, not really anything new. Other than for streaming setup, I have like a lapel mic just from DJI that seems to work better than having a microphone on a stand, but really that has nothing to do with like the actual like biking setup itself. But
well, that's still an upgrade. And what about what are you doing for like to listen to everybody back? Do you have a speaker that plays back or
just some headphones that works for both streaming and hearing?
Okay, yeah.
So
yeah, I've been doing the headphones thing. And here's a tip too, like just a friendly reminder for everybody, like because I could only at the end of my ride the last on Monday, I think at the end of our race, I'm like I cannot hear out of my right ear. I'm like, what is going on? And I looked at my headphone earbud. It was just clogged full of earwax. It was pretty disgusting. So note to self, ZRL starting soon, so make sure you clear out your earbuds. Gross. Yeah. This kind of makes me hungry though, just thinking about it. But anyway, there's that. I've got I've got the Pain Cave upgrades that I'm gonna do. I'm looking at trying to. I have my old computer that's running Sauce and everything, but like I got to start that thing half an hour before I get started. So I'm doing some more technical things. I'm going to put a new OS on there. I'm going to try a different Linux version and something easier that's lighter to load on there. So if anybody has any Linux recommendations, I was going to put Linux Mint on there, but if anybody else has anything else that they think would be better, because Sauce will run on Linux, which is pretty cool. So. And that's hooked up to the projector that's projecting all the Sauce stuff on the screen. Oh man, so that's and I've been thinking about getting a different projector too because this one's really hot and loud. I don't know. It was given to me, so it was like one of those things where it's like
that's what you need in the Pain Cave is heat.
Right. More heat, yeah, and noise and everything too. So yeah, it would be cool to have something where it was I could mount it to the ceiling or something. But then there's a new Apple TV coming, and I know this you probably don't care, but the new Apple TV. So I'm
not an Apple TV guy, but it is popular.
It is, yeah, and I'm not an Apple TV. I'm not an Apple person. The only Apple thing I own is an Apple TV to run Zwift. And that's the only thing it does.
The only Apple thing I own is an Apple tree.
Yeah, hey. That's pretty good. What kind of apples do you have?
It's like yeah, without sounding too extra, it's a tree that has like 3 different varieties grafted onto
Oh
it.
man, that's
So
awesome. So
yeah,
I was talking to, so I know a lady who runs an apple farm, and she told me that she could do that for me, that we could graft like
yeah,
Zestars and Honeycrisp or something, and
yeah. So
all that
yeah,
stuff.
there's 3 different apples on the same tree.
So can you like discern which ones they are, or do they start all tasting the
Me,
same?
no, I can't. I leave that to Ashley to do.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool, man. Well, yeah. So Apple TVs and apples are coming soon. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get the new Apple TV or not because it's I don't know if it's not worth the upgrade. If it can do more than the 3 channels of Bluetooth, then maybe. But I don't know, man, because that's the limiter right there because you can't hook up the controls and stuff. So all right, so that's going on. But I got to say though. That it is getting back to my happy place, I believe, which is the basement, which is riding on Zwift and the fall time and getting there, and if with fall, all the things that comes with it. One of the biggest things that comes with it is ZRL, and we should talk about some ZRL things. Now, I know ZRL is controversial. Some people like it, some people don't like it at all. But it's coming up soon. I mean, September 16th is the first one. Again, my biggest gripe is all the TTTs because I feel like TTTs are, they have their own spot, but I think they use it as a kind of a sorting thing to make sure that everyone's in their right spot. So
True.
So round one, it's a TTT on the Southern Coast Cruise. All right, and this is one lap, and it's should be pretty classic.
Pancake.
Yeah, and then
Pancake route.
Yeah, pancake route. But then fine and sandy, man. This one's going to be interesting because I don't know. Are you gonna? Well, I don't know if I'm.
It is a long race too. It is for A's and B's, 42 kilometers for C and D, 31, basically 32 kilometers. So
right,
that's gonna be a long one. For folks who aren't used to races that are beyond like 25 kilometers ish. Definitely gonna be gonna be grind.
It's definitely gonna be about an hour at least, maybe for a lot of people or more. And I'm not so sure about that one, but it'll be good. There is some elevation in there at 1-2, but yeah. And then number 3, round 3, country to coastal. I like being on the McCurry Islands though. I feel like I don't ride there enough. I don't know why.
I do like that. And that's country to coastal for A's and B's, turf and surf for C's and D's, which I like both those routes.
Yeah, they're definitely good routes, and
that's the scratch.
Yeah, scratch races. And then number 4, the final one in there, the Jarvis Seaside Sprint. I have not done this route because I don't think it's. I think it's an event only thing, right? Maybe?
Yeah, I don't remember doing it before. Maybe it's just because they put the qualifier Jarvis Seaside Sprint, but I thought it was just okay. It includes elements of Seaside Sprint and the Jarvis Loop. So
yeah, back in Watopia. So
so this is a brand new route. It looks like. So
yeah, and that should be good. I think about whenever I go up Jarvis, I think about how that was the only thing. That was the only route. I always think about that. Like, wow, people did so many laps of this, and like how spoiled we are now that we can do untold laps of the. I mean, there's so many routes. So it's just awesome.
Every time I'm like, oh, I'm checking off all these routes on the list that I haven't done yet, then they just add a bunch more, and then I'm like, all right, well.
It's funny that
not that I complain.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's great, but it's like the longer routes, like the I was going through and looking at like the 40+ mile routes, that are going to be like maybe 2 to 3 hours. I need to start doing some of those, like the Uber Pretzel. I've not done. I think you did that one though, didn't you? You've got the Uber Pretzel.
Yeah, that was
one of the pretzels.
Yeah, that was a Christmas race or something like that.
Yeah,
and that took a long time. Wouldn't recommend doing that as a race. by the way.
Yeah, yeah, as a race. However, you at least have some people there to ride with, though. So,
Yeah.
Because that's another thing. Like I realize like how like because when you're riding by yourself, you end up in like your own rhythm, which is fine too. But you end up like or at least for me, I get distracted easily. You probably can't believe that, but but I get distracted.
Unbelievable.
I know. But the scenery outside that happens to me all the time. But like here even on Zwift, I'm like, wow, the graphics are amazing, and then I end up like getting dropped down to my 200, whatever. Not 200. I like. If I could cruise at 200, that would be amazing. My sweet spot is a little bit above that, but I'm getting there. But yeah, man. So you're and you I know you're going to be focusing on ladder this fall and doing lots of those every week. Are you going to you think you're going to jump in at all and do a ZRL maybe after that, or?
Yeah, I don't know. Kind of see how it goes. I think the biggest change in ZRL appears to be like the standard and development divisions.
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Kind of curious to see how that shakes out. So I may wait to see like how that kind of pans out before deciding I want to jump in. And I don't, frankly, I don't really care about being at the pointy end or down at the bottom. Like I just want like some good competitive racing. I couldn't care less where I finish in CRL, but
I know
it's more about having some good teammates to mess around with and chat with while we're racing. So
right, because it's like every Tuesday. It's like I raced this last week on Monday, and even the lady I live with who smells so nice, she was like, "What day is today? Is today Wednesday?" Like all Tuesday, she thought it was Wednesday because it's like I always race on Tuesdays, so it was weird to do that, and it's like Tuesdays is the one I do that, so. It's I miss that, and I'm excited to be able to get back to Tuesday night's race night. Let's go, because it's so much fun.
Yeah,
I definitely miss it. And then so we'll see. But this is my happy place, my the pain cave and everything too, which is nice. We should eventually, you and I should do a tour of our pain caves and like or Wattage cottages.
Yeah. Wattage. I like Wattage Cottage.
Right, man. Yeah, because it's not necessarily a pain cave because I don't really go hard enough to get hurt. But yeah, or I don't want to.
Can't crash on Zwift.
Yeah,
note to self.
yeah, note to self.
Note to self. Can't crash on Zwift.
Oh man. Well, so this is our season finale. But next season we're going to be which we're going to be starting here in September. So it's really not that far off, really.
No.
but we'll be starting soon. We're coming in season 5. We have new guests. We have some guests, some other people that are going to be joining us and talking each week. And then we have a new theme song on its way and the video version, which is going to be interesting. So we'll see what happens if what the Buggles said was true, if video did kill the radio star, which we'll see for that. But oh man, so Josh, the next time we talk, I'll probably be racing on Uranim. It's not uranium, it's Uranim, or what is that?
Unarium.
Oh, Unarium. What does that even mean?
I don't know. Ask Reese. He's the one. He's the one who came up with it.
Okay, so it's like a made up element. Yeah. So okay, that's cool.
So before we go though, I know I know you did have one other topic, which was pack dynamics.
Oh yes, I forgot to talk about that.
Yeah,
yes, let's talk about that.
That was So especially in ladder, it's definitely super noticeable when you're doing 4v4 or 5v5.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the intent with it was bring a little bit more realism to like packs that you're not like overlapping other avatars and stuff like that. So I think the main thing I notice is avatars don't try to occupy the same space, which obviously makes sense.
Yeah.
But with that, I find you're out of the draft a lot more frequently and have to pay attention to if you have steering to steer back into the draft. And it's I've noticed like I've had to have a lot higher average, not a lot, but have slightly higher average power to stay in the draft. So I think for folks who are really good at drafting, you may have to work a little bit harder now to stay in the draft.
Yeah, and it's really interesting about it's going to start it's going to be hard if you don't have steering, I think, and which isn't really fair for some of the people who don't have it still, but I feel like it's kind of making, especially for ladder, you almost have to have steering. Like if I don't know what it's like to not have steering now. I feel like I can't go back, but if I race another team that doesn't have steering, then we all try and make an agreement to not use it. Like if the other team doesn't have it, we don't do it. But man, that you're exactly right. And I feel like I've been able to push some people out of the way a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that that's what's happening, or is that a thing where it just shows it on your screen that you're pushing them out of the way?
Yeah, I think you can. I don't know about push people out of the way, but quote unquote blocking seems to be like something you can actually do. I mean, major air quotes there, right? But with previous pack dynamics, you could sit in the front, do slightly less power than the person behind you, and they would need to kind of ramp it up a little bit to push through your avatar. And that kind of seems to be the case now, even more so, that someone needs to like go around you. If they have steering, you can just steer around them and go around. Right. But if you don't, then you kind of have to push a lot harder to go through or around them. So
yeah, and you definitely have to pay attention too, because I feel like you said, it's easier to get dropped, and you have to. So it is more realistic, because what they had before, the term is draft lock, and that used to be like really bad, or not really bad. It depends on your viewpoint of it, but like you would be stuck behind somebody, and like you could just basically get pulled behind them, and you didn't they could be doing 3 watts per kilogram, you could be doing like 1.5 or something. I'm exaggerating, but you didn't have to do that much, and now you really gotta put it in there, because you can get dropped easier. You can push, so like if you're leading a pack, you can push and people can get out of the draft, or will fall off, which I think it is more realistic. I feel like they keep on doing that. Things are more realistic and more realistic. So is that good? Or I mean, I think it's good, but this is a video game. We're playing a video game.
Yeah, I think it's good. Yeah. I've always thought Zwift balanced the whole gamification pretty well. Like, the only quote unquote gamified aspects, in my opinion, are the power ups, and even those those are like marginally helpful to the point where it's not like, oh, hey, you used a feather for 30 seconds or 15 seconds on this hill that gave you like 10% lighter for 15 seconds, or like it's really not that big of a game changer, but it is fun enough to make it a bit more interesting than just staring at a screen without that. To each their own, though, of course.
I agree. And also, like, if you're in a race and you use the feather, it's like the same. It would be, I almost feel like that makes me go harder when I use that feather, because I'm like, I'm going to, go harder here.
Yeah, it's a percentage it's a percentage thing. So it is to your benefit to go harder when you deploy the power up. So
yeah, and it would be like almost like if you were outside riding and you had like your backpack on, or your hydro pack, whatever, and you got it loaded with all your
you throw it into the woods.
Yeah, or hand it to somebody else to carry up for you just to get up the thing. Yeah, throw it in the woods. Oh my gosh, I got a story for you later about the raspberry lemon bars. Oh man, from scratch. Have you had those? Sorry, I don't want to throw shade.
No.
I'm not. If anybody else likes these, I can give you some raspberry lemon bars. But I bought the mix pack of the bars, and like the raspberry lemon bars are always the last ones, man. They're like it's like the do you remember the Halloween candy that was like it's in like orange and black? It's like peanut butter, like taffy. Have you had that before?
No, but that sounds atrocious.
Yeah, it's not for me at all. And that was like always like the worst candy, and like that was always at the end of my bag, and like I would eat it reluctantly when all my Halloween candy was gone. I'd be like, I'll eat this, but I'm not gonna like it, just because I want candy. But it's like that. Yeah. Anyway, and it's like I remember we were on a ride with my friend Glenn, and I were out riding, and he was and I'm like, oh man, all I have left are these raspberry bars. And he's like, you should just throw those things away because they're horrible. Because I gave one to him because I'm like, is there something wrong with me that I just don't like this? And he's like, no, man, it's like there's too much raspberry or too much lemon. I don't know, man, it's just not for me.
So I got the scratch like powder for the bottles.
Yeah,
and I've been using that for a couple weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
I used to use goo, which is also fine, but like, man, that stuff is just so much easier on the stomach. Like
I agree.
Scratch, it's pretty solid. Having done like a ton of different hydration mixes before, I definitely like this might be worth the price premium to me.
Yeah, I think it is. And then what flavor are you what's your go-to?
It's like strawberry lemonade or something.
Okay.
I can't remember the exact flavor, but
I've got I just ran out of orange. I've got orange and fruit punch. I still like orange the best just because that's my favorite flavor always, but fruit punch is pretty good. And I don't know if they went with the turkey roast flavor that we suggested, or what was the other one? It was turmeric. That's right.
Turmeric.
I don't know. They had a mystery flavor, and I didn't get it. Yeah, turmeric. You could probably just put turmeric in your water.
Yeah, that'd be questionable.
Well, I think turmeric is good for like they use it like for anti-inflammatory purposes. So it probably could be okay. Although I can't imagine going up a hill and
that's
bottle full of turmeric.
That's questionable behavior.
Yeah. All right. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you everybody for listening. Please join us on our Discord servers. Send us an email, and we'll get back to you within 2 weeks. And thank you everybody for listening. This has been fun for all of us, and we've had a good. I know our summer episodes have been a little bit more sparse, but we'll get back into the releasing about once every 2 weeks or once every week or so, especially when things get colder. But man, it's been fun. And Josh, as always, great talking with you. Good to see you and everything. And man, I'm gonna have to comb my hair next week or next time we record this because we're gonna do it on video. So it's gonna be crazy.
Sounds good.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, everybody, thank you all for listening, and we'll see you in Watopia.